Well, greetings and hello there, everybody. It's me, your beloved Star Wars Dad, Nooch Too Good, and surely Lightspeed bundles are on their way into our lives and our pocketbooks on May the 4th, and for weeks thereafter, months thereafter, we don't know. We're going to talk about that today. Which Lightspeed bundles may be coming on May the 4th? We'll make some predictions here on this video. We'll talk about all the Lightspeed bundles that have come before us, all the times they've come out, as far as number of releases and the dates they've come out, and discuss what might really be headed our way on May the 4th to try and predict. I have to admit, I've been very bad at predicting Lightspeed bundles in the past, although I've hit a few on the head, but you know, we never really predicted the speed and the depth. We've had 41 different Lightspeed bundles. Look at this, 41. This is what we can do when I have an Excel. I don't think I've ever actually brought an Excel worksheet to a video. Usually what I'll do is I'll go make the Excel, or I'll go do something in PowerPoint. I'll put it together a nice little graphic, and I'll copy it, pull it out, make a graphic, throw the graphic on the screen. We're working in Excel today. Maybe we're breaking new ground, folks, to look at the data and see what's going to happen with Lightspeed bundles. Anyway, 41 different Lightspeed bundles have come out over the past October 5th, 2023 to May. Year and a half. 41 different Lightspeed bundles in a year and a half. It's crazy to think of. And here are the first ones that came out. I'm going to go ahead and bunch all these together. In fact, let's just do it like this. Let's just do it like this. These top 8 here. Can I do well, that's a little too highlighted, I think. Oh, that's going to be nasty. Let's make it super black. How about that? So there we go. We'll make it super black. Oh, that didn't work at all. It dropped out my dates, so I can't make it super black. Anyway, these top 10. Jedi Training Rey, BB-8, Radis, Resistance, Starkiller, Din Djarin, or Beskar Mando, as you and I know him, Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, which is BB-8 plus Smuggler Veteran Han, Shadows of the Empire, and Finalizer, all were they were the first Lightspeed bundles released in October, December of 2023, and then again in February of 2024. We got a lot of these bundles back. We saw them recur again here at the end of 2024. It was really surprising to me that Finalizer has only come out twice, at the end of 2023 and at the end of 2024. I think that is maybe an indicator of what's to come, that we may not see that one again. The sad part is that it gets you halfway to Executor. That's the sad part. You know, we'd love to see maybe there'll be an Executor bundle. Maybe we'll get that. I don't think so. I think we're a lot more likely to get a Malevolence or a Grievous bundle, which we'll talk about briefly when we get to that gas bundle. So out of all of these first Lightspeed bundles that were released, the ones that have come back the least, I was really surprised to see this. I went back and I read through the Discord. I could not find Shadows of the Empire after February 2024. And I'm really surprised at that, because I feel like it's been out, but I guess it has not come out again since that time. I would think Shadows of the Empire is going to be a Lightspeed bundle that we will be seeing in our lives here very soon. Let me find a right color. I should have come up with this. There we go. We'll make it red. Red. I think Shadows of the Empire is very likely to come out on May the 4th. It's been long enough, and we need to see that bundle out again. Now, Supreme Leader Kylo Ren is kind of a different story, because basically it's the BB-8 bundle with Smuggler Han thrown in there. So I'm not sure about that one. It was out at the end of the year. And if you missed it, you know, because Jedi Training Rey, BB-8, and Radis, BB-8 is, again, SLKR bundle without Smuggler Han. Now, Resistance and Starkiller. Starkiller we haven't seen since February of 2024. I'm going to give that a big go. I'm going to give that a big fat go. I think we will see... Excuse me. I just trimmed around the yard, and what I found was we have like I live out in the country, so we have a tunnel. What do they call that thing? Somebody tell me. The big tube. We have ditches out by the street, right? We have drainage ditches out by the street. There's no sewer and septic. There's no sewer and we have septic. We have no sewer. We have ditches out by the street, and they have the big tubes you put under your driveway. Water can run off of it. And I think something was living in there this winter. There were leaves piled up at the end of that thing, although maybe it just blew in there and all just stayed there. I don't know. There were leaves and dirt and a bunch of rocks. The rocks is what made me think something was living in there this winter or this spring, perhaps an armadillo. I'm just north of Texas. Anyway, and so because of that, I've got like little bits of stuff in my throat. I might cough again. We'll see. Hang on a second. Back to the topic at hand. So I think out of these initial bundles that we saw, the most likely to come back would be Starkiller, Shadows of the Empire. We did see Din Djarin come back at the end of last year, so I'm not going to give that a go sign yet. We'll see as we go forward here, but I would love to see all these. I would love to see all of these come out again. I'm just not sure. So Starkiller, I think that's a good chance of that. Shadows of the Empire seems like a pretty good odds of that. They have not been out in 14 months right now, and that's crazy time. Finalizer, man, I'd love to see that, but it just doesn't seem very likely to me that Finalizer is going to be out here. So we'll put that maybe in a little blue color, because I'd love it, but I don't know about that. Jedi Allies, I think we're about done with that one. You know, that was really specifically for the raid. Ki-Adi-Mundi, they could really release Ki-Adi-Mundi whenever they want to, but he just came out in March again after being out last summer. And we got these color-coded, by the way, early last 2024, mid 2024 here, late 2024 there, and 2025 over here. So Ki-Adi-Mundi has been out 3 times already. Now, these 2 times are kind of one time. They re-released both of these. I think there were issues with gifting at the time. I can't remember. You know, Ki-Adi-Mundi back-to-back there. I feel like there was some kind of issue I don't remember, but they came out again at the beginning of this year. I'm not sure they're going to come out again with the C-3PO and Gas. And Night Sisters. To resort these. Can I get the I don't think I can sort these because I got a big huge column here. Can I do it this way? Nope. Let's get a little filter in here on these. Okay. I don't want to do that. I want to filter the whole thing. Yeah, let's get the filter back in there. We can work around it. Okay. So, sorry guys, I told you I've never worked with a spreadsheet on a video before. Night Sisters 3PO Gas. To go along with that, they came out originally on May the 4th, 2024, along with Padme and Geos. Those were our May the 4th, 2024. Let's start right down here with Padme and Geos. We have not seen those again. I'm giving those a big fat go. I'm giving those a big fat go for May the 4th. Padme and Geonosians. My brain is telling me we saw Geonosians again at some point, but I couldn't find it. I could not find it. I combed over the archives in the Galaxy Heroes events and Discord server. I couldn't find it. So I think those are a big fat go for us. Night Sisters 3PO and Gas came out on May the 4th last year. Came out at the end of 2024. I think these are a go. Night Sisters 3PO Gas. I could totally see these coming out. Now, I'm going to back up a little bit and say I'm putting logic and thought into this, and I'm not looking at the finances of it. And man, these things have had some really weird release cadences. Like, I mean, I don't know, just some really weird release cadences for these bundles. So I'm giving it a go. You can come back and yell at me next weekend when they don't come out. And I think it's worth talking about also the way that this has changed as we move forward and looking at these. Initially, it was like we released 5 of these, boom, October. We released 4 of them, boom, December. 4 of them in December. Big, huge releases, then we stopped. Boom, we got 8 of them or whatever here in February. Then we stopped for like 3 months, and then smack you with May the 4th. Then we got the summer ones. And all of a sudden, at the end of last year, it was like Bundle City, dude. It was like Bundle City. And the beginning of this year, Bundle City, and it went on for like a whole month plus the next month. And here we see November, October, end of October, November, December. So I think it's very possible. In fact, I would say I think it's likely that we see like May the 4th bundles, end of May bundles, middle June bundles, and you know they just drop them in waves to us over the next 2 to 3 months. I could totally see that happening as you get to May the 4th. So I'm going to end up with more bundles than you and I could probably be picture coming out exactly on May the 4th, but we could definitely see this continuing out through the future 1, 2, 3 months as we get these bundles released. So there you go. That's my thoughts there. I want to go to Darth Revan and Jedi Knight Revan were released in December and also in February. Will we see them again? I will say this. At $10 a shot, and for really important characters in the game, I could totally see them dropping them again, but they may hold off on those. Maybe we'll hold off on those to the fall. I'm kind of looking at all this stuff that was released early in the year and kind of, you know, holding my horses a little bit if they've been released at least twice, you know? If they've been released at least twice and they were released here at the end of the year, over here, you know, February and March of 2025, I'm not really feeling it on those. Now, let's go to the bottom here and take a look at these that were released only once at the beginning of this year. I'm going to say that all these, Boba Fett, Sign of Django, Grand Inquisitor, Bad Batch, Rogue One, Rogue 2, TIE Interceptor Cup, I'm going to give those kind of the, what do we give it, a blue, kind of a blue, which blue was that? Was it this? Let's do it. Format Painter, and we'll go all of these at the end of the year. I'm going to say it's a big fat maybe. We could see one or two of those. Grand Inquisitor was seen the most likely to me. Bad Batch was just in March. The ones that were here in March and April, those seem a little bit less likely. Let's do it. Let's drop a Grand Inquisitor. I think we'll see Grand Inquisitor sometime in the next 2 or 3 months. And I wouldn't put it past them to drop Boba Fett, Sign of Django. Now that we all realize maybe, oh, there's all those Omicrons on it, maybe it's worth whatever they dropped on. I don't know. That's still good. I'm going to drop that back to blue. I don't know. Nobody's excited about that one. They could be later. Let's look at the ones that just have only come out once. We already looked at Padme and Geonosians, and we said those are coming out, man. We're going to see those. Now, these have all only come out once in December, and we haven't seen them yet. I'm going to say Jabba, Smugglers, Princesses, Commander Ahsoka, Sith Eternal 1 and 2, Sith Triumvirate, and Wat Tambor. You're going to see these bad boys. If not on May the 5th, I think you'll see them sometime this summer. They're going to be out. They're going to be hot to trot to get those back in your face and say invest in these again. I'm very confident that we'll see all these. And again, the red means either on May the 4th or sometime in the coming next month or two. I think we'll see those bundles. I'm going to say a no-go on the Rebens. I think they're going to hold off to this fall and wait on those. And I think that'll be true for almost all of these that they released in February and March, and they've been out twice. This Hoth bundle, yeah, I think we're going to wait on all these. Although, if we get the Jabba bundle, be a maybe on these. It's going to be a maybe on the Jabba and Tuskens. I can see them if they release the Jabba bundle, maybe trying to hit you with Jabba and Tuskens like maybe the month after or something, but they might just wait. Maybe they want to foment hatred of the Tuskens before they do that. The other ones here, Chewbacca, R2-D2, Dr. Aphra, Hoth, Luke's allies, and all hands on deck. I could totally see those waiting until later this year, like this fall and winter for those, because, you know, they've already been out. These have all been out twice, and they were all out beginning of this year, all hands on deck just last month. So I could totally see them waiting on those to release, just based on the total cadence. So, with all that said, and I would love to see all of the Rey ones and all of the Kylo ones. I'd love to see all of the Rey and Kylo come back out again. I just feel like I think I've said it. I feel like that. It seems to me they might wait on that. I mean, they waited. Look at all this time they put between these things. 9 months here, 9 months here. They haven't released, again, Starkiller and Resistance yet. I could make that Resistance blue. I mean, whatever. It doesn't really... If you see that Resistance and you're thinking of Rey down the road, might be a good idea to grab that thing. Think about what you're doing there. Think about what you're doing. I don't know if this SLKR is ever going to come back out again. I think they're going to capitalize on putting BB-8 and all hands on deck, or BB-8 with the Jedi Training Rey bundle. That's got Smuggler Han. I think they'll combine these two to make you buy them together to get Smuggler Han in the future. I could see Din Djarin coming out again, but they might save him for that Finalizer bundle. So what do I think is going to be coming out for sure? May the 4th and in the coming months. Starkiller, I think, is a lock. Shadows of the Empire feels like a lock to me. Night Sisters 3PO gas coming out this summer, May the 4th or later. Padme, Geonosian, Jabba, Smugglers. Now, one thing to be aware with Padme, extreme overlap with the gas bundle. If they release that Padme bundle first, you just need to realize the only character that's not in that gas bundle, if I remember properly, is Newt Gunray. The rest of it is in the gas bundle, so if you don't want to overlap, buyer beware on the Padme. Buyer beware, buyer beware. All right, we'll make that, we'll leave it right there. Geonosians, Jabba, Smugglers, Princess Cat, Princess, by the way, is Princess Leia and Nisa. That's worth. Sith Triumvirate, Wat Tambor, Grand Inquisitor. I can see all of those coming out in May the 4th or the coming weeks or months this summer releases. The other ones are maybe the ones in blue: Resistance Bundle, Finalizer, Jawa, Tuskens, Boba Fett, and all these other ones just released earlier this year. There we go. That's my thoughts. I guarantee I'm going to have some wrong stuff in here, but this is me trying to tie some logic and bring some data-driven analysis to Nooch Too Good today. That's all we got. Let me know your thoughts and comments. I'd love to hear what bundles you think you guys are coming on May the 4th, and what bundles you would like to see from May the 4th and in June and July. Tell me what you want to see. Tell me what you think we're going to see. What am I missing here? Did I do some bad data analysis? I'd love to hear from you guys. I will talk to you later. And of course, always remember, Nooch Too Good. And all of them were released again in February of 2024. And then we had some of them like Jedi Training Ray BB-8 and Radis. By the way, Jedi Training Ray and BB-8 and Radis. Jedi Training Ray and I'm having trouble talking to them. Let's start this. And where we're going in the future and what's going to be coming out on May the 4th from a certain point of view. Let's get started at the top. We can take a look here at Jedi Training Ray, BB-8, and Radis. I need to reorder these actually as I look at this here. Let's get some